I always feel weird rating biopics because if I'm calling cap on like just shit that actually happened, but I think that it's, bigged up just for the movie to make it more interesting, like I just feel kind of weird. Or if I'm just rating a situation and I'm like, oh, that was too dramatic, but it actually happened, and I'm here like just saying like, oh, it's too dramatic, it doesn't make sense. That's just kind of dumb. So I feel weird rating them as a like how faithful of a recreation of real life it is. Instead, I like to rate biopics as just rate them as movies, not rate them as how good of a recreation they are. Just how good are they as standalone movies, as telling their story, right? Which is kind of weird because that's kind of not the point of a biopic, but that's how I like to approach it, just so I avoid any confusion, right? So I'm just gonna go in with that mindset that I'm judging this movie as a movie, not a recreation of real life. Let's just get that out of the way. That being said, which is funny because I'm about to get into it right now, what I said I didn't want to do. If this movie is actually accurate to real life, Richard Williams was an asshole, bro. Like a serious asshole, and Will Smith portrays that very well. Like he is really good in this movie, and he's been doing a lot of goofier shit recently, both on screen and off screen, but he's really good in this movie. I feel like he really portrays like a man who just is overconfident, who does not see the error of his ways, who just will not relinquish anything. It's crazy how well he portrays that in this movie. He's so annoying. I feel like the main antagonist of the movie, it's not an action movie, it's not an antagonist per se, but I feel like the main driving force that goes against the main character is himself. King Richard is both the protagonist and the antagonist. He leads the way for Venus and Serena to become who they are, right? He also is the main reason why they can't become who they are. And I feel like that's such an annoying thing that you're like, it's so annoying watching the movie and you're like, bro, just fucking see how wrong you are about the way that you're doing things. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing because Will Smith plays it very well. Other than Will Smith, the dynamic between him and Anjanu Ellis, I hope I'm saying her name right, as Venus and Serena's mom, is, in my opinion, very believable. It does seem like it's a married couple that they're kind of together because of their kids. Unfortunately, that happens sometimes. But they have this dynamic where it's like you really believe that they're sticking through it and that they have their problems, but they're putting them aside for their kids. To me, it was a believable relationship, and it's also very real, right? That shit does happen. Like I said, it's sad, but it's true. And I feel like it doesn't come off as cheap or cliche or just to kind of get your emotions going. I feel like it does come off as realistic and kind of heart-wrenching in a sense at some points, because you see that no matter what he does, even if she does not agree with it, she backs him up because they are together, because they are married. And then they kind of have this falling out at some point, right? And I'm not really gonna get too much into it, but I did like their relationship. I also liked Richard's relationship with Venus and Serena. I think I mostly preferred the mom's relationship. I'm forgetting her name in the movie. I really like the mom's relationship with Serena, because this movie is mostly a Venus Williams movie, not so much as Serena Williams, which I guess I understand because Venus is older. She kind of got the ball rolling, and Serena kind of came after. And well, I mean, I'm pretty sure people consider Serena to be better than Venus now, but Venus kind of got the ball rolling. So I guess it makes sense that the movie mostly focuses on her, but at the beginning, it's kind of like both of them, but then as the movie goes on, it really just becomes like a kind of a one-man show for Venus, and they kind of do here and there sprinkle some, the whole thing with like Serena like feeling jealous, feeling left out. I just wish they would have went into that more, because that is an aspect of the movie that is low-key kind of ignored or not really like too explored, and I really like, to me that would have been way more interesting than some of the other shit that they covered. They spent so much time on Venus, and I wish they would have spent a little more time on Serena, because that was an interesting like arc, I guess, that I wish I could have had more on. All in all, I'm satisfied with this movie. Again, I'm not rating it as a faithful, as how faithful of a recreation of real life it is. I'm just rating it as how it is as a movie, as a sports movie, which is what it is. A lot of these sports movies try to be inspirational. This movie does succeed at being inspirational. I'm not basing it off of that, obviously, only off of that, obviously, but that is something that these movies try to, kind of strive to achieve. This one does succeed in there, so I am going to give it a pretty good grade of B+. I was highly satisfied with the movie. Just the movie by itself, not the recreation. I gotta say it again, because I don't know if this is a faithful recreation. All I know is that it was a pretty good movie, and Will Smith is very good in the movie.